Welcome. Today's video is all about how to handle emergency calls and how to be prepared for them. Emergency calls are probably one of the biggest thorns on a landlord's side, i.e. one of the things that a landlord looks forward to the least when it comes to owning an investment property. What I'm going to go over today is a few simple steps to be able to be a little bit more prepared, and so you don't get that sick feeling in your stomach every single time you see your tenant's phone number. So the first suggestion is definitely set up a service call. And what that is a 24/7 emergency call line, usually a 1-800 number, that you can pay, say, even a starting rate of $20 a month to. These people will handle all emergency calls. They'll take notes. They'll give you a call. They'll reach out to a family member or a handyman or whatever designated representative you want to be able to provide to them. And they can reach out to multiple people if the first person isn't reachable. They can also listen to you and determine what is an emergency. You might say, okay, a lockout's an emergency, so give me a call for those and for heat and hot water, but not for light bulbs. So that just sets the tone of them still being professional and taking a message and emailing you for that. Second thing is really, how to best prepare for them and how to avoid, emergency calls in the first place. One of those best ways to do it is for preventative maintenance. The most common emergency calls that we typically get will be heat related or hot water or perhaps electricity going out. The best thing to do is, speak to a few different trusted vendors, plumbers, HVAC, electricians. Have them on a scheduled basis to come to your property, service the boilers, service the systems, go through all the electrical, just make sure everything's running okay. You definitely want to do it before heating season. That way, your tenants aren't, in a situation where, they're stuck with no heat. The next thing to do is to definitely have a plan. Having an emergency plan in place is always a good idea. Have multiple vendors that you trust and you can be able to count on to be able to, take your emergency calls and head over to the property. Have a lockbox on the property so that these vendors have access whenever they need to. And also definitely have a couple space heaters that, you can drop off if necessary, if there is no heat, just to get the tenants, by for the night. I hope that this video was helpful, and I hope that you take these 3 simple steps to be able to handle and be prepared for emergency calls.